Joined by UMass Boston softball coach Natalia Ardagna. Coach, pretty successful fall day back in the fall. What were you able to take away from that with a lot of your younger players having to take bigger roles?
I think we have a really positive outlook coming off of the fall. We were energetic and enthusiastic, and all of the girls seemed really excited to prove, that they could play. And especially our new players, I think it was a really good opportunity to see them in game situations.
You return pretty much all but one player from last year's team that made a magical run as a 6 seed to become the first 6 seed to ever win the LAC tournament. How does bringing back that much of your core kind of help you with a larger freshman class, get everyone integrated, get everyone ready for that opening game?
I think going into the tournament last year as a 6 seed, I think was a really valuable lesson for our returners this year. They know kind of what it's like to have their back up against the wall, and they know that they, could have opportunities to put themselves in a better situation. So hopefully they take that knowledge and make sure that they prepare the freshmen to put in, the effort that's needed and required to get through the regular season to get ourselves in a better position for postseason.
You bring in 8 new faces, some of whom are going to make an immediate impact. Is this the deepest group that you've ever had with pretty much all of your returners back and a very talented freshman class?
By far the deepest that we've had, and I think that it's going to be a learning curve for us to kind of reestablish our team and reestablish a mindset that everybody needs to contribute. The people that we would have coming off the bench are people that may be able to start in other programs, and I think that for us, having them being able to buy into our culture and what we're trying to do here, I think that that's really important, and so far I'm really optimistic that that's the way it's going to pan out.
On the infield, you bring back all conference players at every spot but first base. How is that first base battle going, and what have you seen out of some of your returning all conference players?
I have seen pretty consistent things out of our returning all conference players. I think the addition of the 8 new faces coming in, I think, has elevated their level of play. I think they see that the freshmen coming in are talented and they can contribute, and I think that that's kind of pushing everyone to step up a bit. The battle at first base is still a battle at first base. Tori and Cass both have great athletic ability, and they're trying to work out who's going to be able to contribute more.
In the outfield, you bring back a number of players who have played significant roles and some really talented freshmen. How deep is that group going to be in terms of players who are going to see significant time, and kind of where are the battles playing themselves out?
When we started the recruiting process for getting our class in for this year, we were really trying to look into outfielders and make sure that we added some depth to that. Our outfield last year was great, and they were solid, and we weren't looking to replace them. We're just looking to kind of offer a different dynamic for certain games, maybe a little bit more speed in one game, maybe a little bit more power hitting in another game, a little tighter defense, maybe more offensively focused. And with the addition of the new players, I think that gives us the ability to kind of manipulate the lineup a little bit more.
In the circle, you bring back Jess Greenspan, who's been your rock, but you add a couple of talented new arms along with Drew Washington. Is this the deepest we're going to see out of your pitching staff over the last couple seasons?
I definitely think so. I think that our freshmen are very competitive, and they really want to win, and they want the ball. Sometimes as a freshman, especially a pitcher, coming in behind a successful pitcher, they're not as enthusiastic, or they may not be as motivated, but both of them are really, motivated to step in the circle and show what they can do.
Florida the last couple of years has been either very hit or very miss. What's the mindset going into this year's trip with a talented group? But with the weather the way it's been difficult for you guys to get some of those outdoor reps that can really help early on in the season.
I think bringing back so many veteran players, I think, is going to help with the fact that we haven't been able to get outside as much. I think Florida is just going to kind of, we're going to try to find our groove and develop a little bit. I think someone said that we're either 2-8 or 8-2. Is that the records that we've been working on? So we're going to try to change that. We're obviously looking to go 10-0, but I'm just looking for a really productive trip where our girls are meshing together. We're working on team chemistry, working on developing as a group and not just individuals.
Finally, you've won the last 2 LEC tournaments, but it's very different seeds. What does the being picked third mean to you and your group?
It doesn't really mean anything different than being picked first or sixth. For us, our goal is there are goals, and they're not going to change regardless of where we're projected to be seated. We have our plan of action, and we're just going to continue to execute that regardless of what the